I think the question is lost.
You know, I mean, no disrespect by not supporting, but I'm afraid that is that is what I'm doing on the basis of advice, very extensive advice from my own department.
So basically, all these amendments are a waste of time. As far as you're concerned, you've done an adequate consultation in relation to this.
Minister, I think at this point it might be a good idea if you indicate whether, I mean, you would be aware of what amendments lay ahead. Are you open to accepting any of them?
So there's no disrespect to the committee or failing or lack of recognition of the important work it has to do. The advice from my department and from the Attorney General's office and
improvements, and we're going to come up to a section now that's going to deal with climate justice and just transition, and there's an awful lot of really good work that's been done in preparation for this stage, and it's bitterly disappointing to think that none of them are going to be accepted.
I'm very disappointed at the rejection of these amendments, and they're not just coming from anywhere. They're not just sort of frivolous or meaningless. They're there to try and strengthen what you say is hugely important and seismic in historic legislation, and we agree with you on that, but we're not going to really strengthen this bill, are we, Minister? It's going to be left with gaping holes and historic weaknesses.
The bill as drafted, with some amendments which I'm presenting, is what I expect to be progress to report stage.
I think the question is lost. I think the question is lost. To Amendment 12, to Amendment 16, to Amendment 17.
Yeah.
I think the question is lost. I think the question is lost.
So is it that we can't ban it, which contradicts the advice I have from the EU, or is it that we stand at a risk of being sued for compensation?
I don't know. Haven't read the legal advice from the AG in relation to that matter. Just the memo that was brought to Cabinet by Minister Ryan. But I think probably the best thing to do is to take that up with him. Both the issues around LNG and the issues around the Energy Charter Treaty are a matter for him rather than for me as Minister.